What's going on?
What it do? What it do?
Y'all know what time it is? It's mood time.
Hey, hey,
Hey. Y'all ready to pod?
I know I am.
I got a lot to talk about. Today.
Yeah, you been on fire today. You got this Scorpio sexual seductive energy going on today. What's happening?
I don't know. I mean, I'm Tequila Phill. And
Tequila Phill.
yeah, when you knock back them shots, it just stay in your system a little bit longer than what it should.
This is true.
But damn, I feel good.
That's okay. So we got Tequila Phill. I'm gonna be a Modelo X.
Ooh,
I know, right?
yeah,
I know.
that sounds very fancy.
It is. It is.
So I just want to start everything off doing a welfare check.
Okay.
How's everyone doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. Had a phenomenal yesterday. Had a phenomenal today. Hope tomorrow is just as phenomenal. But I'll probably be asleep for most of it.
Benny, man, how you feeling?
Benny Beats.
It's cool Thursday, bro.
It's cool Thursday.
That's about it. That's all I got for you.
Damn.
What about Friday? Porchfest? You
I was
performed?
cool Thursday, bro.
Okay.
So cool.
We love you, though.
I just don't, yesterday was just draining. Like, yesterday was fun getting ready, and then we did it, and I was like, wow, now I got to take everything down and go home.
True.
Yeah.
And that shit was exhausting. How many cables there were, bro?
I see the bag. Like, it's a lot of. I
None of
see it.
them
They
are
on
in
the
the
floor.
bag,
Like,
bro.
now they on the floor. It's a lot. It's a lot of cords.
Yeah, and so that's where I want to start, right? A welfare check. I know we're shooting a little bit later than what we usually shoot, and
Only slightly.
it's,
Only
you know,
slightly.
it's somebody's fault in here.
Oh, are you?
Xavier, what was going on with you, man? What's going on?
Are you putting me on blast right now?
No, I just want to talk.
Y'all see how he did that? He said, I just want to talk. Well, if you must know, I was feeling a little under the weather last Tuesday.
The COVID?
No, it wasn't the COVID.
Oh, okay.
Just allergies. These things still exist in the
Rest
COVID
in
world.
peace.
Okay? Everybody talking about Rip Xavier. I'm like, I'm just got a runny, stuffy nose. I ain't feeling good. I'm gonna chill. I've been working hard too, so fatigue was in
So
there a
you
little bit.
overworked yourself.
Probably a little bit.
A little bit.
May was an extreme month for me. I was doing a lot, trying to get a book done, interviewing people. Then we started the podcast last month. So, it's a lot going on, a lot juggling.
Definitely.
And then my body was just like,
Sit your ass down.
I'm tired as fuck. I'm tired.
Yeah. And I think, like, I want to say that Friday, which was Porchfest,
It was.
was a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
No pun intended.
Most
right?
definitely.
And it kind of left me in the state of being revived.
Good word.
Revived from, I don't know, this state of just staleness that was just in the air, from the weather, from the social situations, from my personal situations. It was just a relief and a revival, and I feel relieved.
Yeah, most definitely. I felt the same way. Like, I originally, y'all invited me to come see y'all perform, but like, just on my own, I probably wouldn't have went. But I'm glad I did, because I was kind of in a little funk, my own self, just looking at some things personally. I was in a little funk, and then going to Porchfest and seeing everybody and just vibing out, and just how it was just such a beautiful day. Just see so many beautiful people out there doing what they're doing. And then, what happened downtown, and then all of the stuff that happened after Porchfest. It was just like a good moment, I think, for the city and for everybody. Like, it was just so much love going on yesterday.
Yeah. And shout out Katie Yellow, by the way. One of the organizers, one of the placemakers that put a lot of things, a lot of moving pieces together and made that shit look and feel great. And there's a different conversation that I would like to have about that.
All right.
But I'm going to save that for a later time.
Oh shit.
But today,
Oh shit.
I know you was mentioning my energy, my mood.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
Let's
his
talk
mood.
about it. Okay. So we are in a space where, let me speak on me. I'm in a space where a lot of people who said they meant some way to me are not showing that they mean this to me. And
This is good.
it has
Hold
left
on, let me
me
turn to you. Hold on. I gotta pay attention.
and it has left me to really dive into what I've been feeling. Self-reflection. So I think a lot of this new energy that you're seeing is it's not an arrogant energy, but it's definitely a more of a confident
Almost
space
definitely
that I'm stepping into.
Yeah, I never got the vibe that it was arrogant in nature. It was just like had me kind of like double taking and side eyeing a little bit. Like, who is this today? Like, okay, I ain't familiar with this kind of energy.
True. So, and it started, I would say, during rehearsal, me and JoJo had a conversation. I said, JoJo, when I'm in performance mode,
Joe.
It is just Joe.
When
It's
I was
just
talking to Joe, we were having a conversation. I would say, yo, when I'm in a performance mode, I would say that I do act a little bit different. There's a different air about me. There's a different swagger. There's a different confidence that I have. But I would say it just hasn't turned off yet.
Oh.
So I'm kind of stepping into that.
Ooh.
But and it's almost like a fear, right? Because
Yeah, it can be.
I've been raised to be a very humble individual, and so that energy can make me timid in some spaces.
Yeah.
So when I'm turning that down, and I'm finna turn self-confidence up. So that's the space that I'm in right now, and so I kind of want to read a poem.
Okay.
That Joe wrote.
Shouts out to Joe
About your boy. And so during Porchfest, they had
Poets for Hire.
Poets for Hire. Yep. And so they had typewriters and stuff, and they make you a nice little poem. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I would like if they sprayed it with like a little cologne or perfume or anything like that.
A little glitter.
Just give it a little scent to it. You know what I'm saying? And, but
That's
I'm hanging
how I
this
know
up
you
for
in the
sure.
mood. You talking about spraying cologne and perfume
Yeah.
on stuff?
So, it's titled Philip from Flint.
Okay.
Creator, inventor, friend, heart of gold. Eyes of fire, mind of flames. Don't douse the hailstorm. Travel through, document the journey. Yeah, travel through, document the journey. They're watching. They're listening. You heal through creation, spread grooves through the nation. You are loved. You are protected. You are. Be all that you are. That's exactly what we needed. Phased. Now, Joe did her thing.
That was good.
Because a lot of this is that self-confidence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I would go through each and every line of it, but
Well, generally, like, so reading something like that, generally speaking, like, how does that make you feel, or like, how does that resonate with you, just generally?
not often do you get to hear what people think about you. Could it be a biased opinion? It could be. But do I think it's an honest perception of what that person sees within me? 100%.
Okay.
So, and it just really made me feel good. She has Joe has a way with words.
Oh. Okay. I don't mean to just throw that out there like that, but I just like when she shares it. Just aw. Okay, cause like listening to you talk about your mood and how you feeling, there is like there is an energy that is like coming forth. It's almost like you are, I think, and you mentioned this so beautifully, like you are stepping into a fuller version of yourself, or a fuller, more authentic version of yourself, which I will agree with Joe in this poem that, you know, in the time frame or in the era that we live in, something like that is so important. You know, that authenticity, that vulnerability, that ability to just be who you are and be in that sort of love space. I think is so critical for everybody, right? Because especially since you are a creator, right? Like y'all create music, and so it's definitely important that, you know, you keep that heart space clean. You know, you keep your heart space open, and you are honest about, you know, how you feeling and what it is you're going through, and be able to put that in music in a way that, you know, hits the people, you know, to not bring them down, but to, you know, elevate them, whatever. At least that's how I see it.
Right. And so then that makes me think about the triggers. What triggered this change of state of mind? And I think it's a combination of a lot of things, like the weather, the people who I'm around. But I would say heartbreak to a certain extent. Like a person who you think that, you know, has your back, and then just suddenly like just disappears. It's like, damn, I thought we was cool.
Are we talking about the situation from a couple weeks ago, where you was feeling like you was getting like attached, and then y'all had that conversation?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
damn.
So it's, and I think it's, I guess, some sort of me breaking away from some trauma that I had from a past relationship, as to where I was, quote unquote, like a softer self, like a little bit more caring, a little bit more of like how you feel, like how I'm sorry if yada yada yada. I would just say just more passive, more you know. So now the reverse of that is, okay, look what you made me now. Look what you made me become now. More assertive, more steering, more guiding. I found my direction. I found where I need to go, because before it was foggy, but now things are clear, and I found the path, and this is how I achieve what I need to do.
He said, "I can see clearly now the rain is gone."
But yeah, so I think with that, I want to talk about, like, when has that, like, trigger? Have you experienced that trigger of saying, okay, things click a little different now?
All the time. I think when I look back at my life, especially the last 5 or so years, like there's been a lot of triggers that have shifted me to make me who I am today, or whatever, right? Like I think about just what I do, you know, professionally, you know, as far as journalism, and as far as, you know, what I do with my magazine, The Modern Queer. Like, to be able to even do what I do, I had to go through a whole bunch of shit to be able to be confident, to be able to dedicate an entire publication to a subset of people that, you know, for a long time have gotten, and still do to this day, you know, get backlash, get fucked with, and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, you know, to create something like that, you know, takes as my good friend was what she was telling me. She was like, it takes somebody with some cojones or whatever, right? Because I'm essentially putting a target on my head or on my back, for whatever, both positive and negative, right? And so with that comes a lot of confidence, a lot of being sure in who I am, a lot of having to constantly evolve, especially as I meet and I interview people, I learn something from them and I go back and I sit and I reflect and, everything just keeps evolving. Like the way I write, the way I interview, how I ask questions, like just these things evolve. So as I'm evolving, so too does the work that I produce evolves. And so I think for me, a lot of things trigger me, like friendships, relationships, not having a relationship, family.
Can you get a little bit specific? A little.
So you want to know what the last?
Let's get into the tea.
Okay. So I think so. So I mentioned like the last 2 days I had been in like this little funk, right? So part of that funk was, I've been super single for a long time, for a long time, partly by choice, but now so more it's like I've come to a evolutionary point where it's like I feel like I'm ready for a relationship. I feel like I'm ready to, commune with somebody on a romantic level because I feel like we're always in relationships, friendships, familial relationships, work relationships, professional, whatever. We're always in relationships or whatever. But I was just like, I just felt like I was ready to be in something romantically. And I was just like, dang, I was like, what am I not doing? Am I not putting myself out there like that? What kind of energy and vibe am I putting out, into the world? Right.
Yourself,
What kind of energy am I putting out that perhaps that I'm not as open as I think I am? You know what I mean? Perhaps, my heart space is not as open as I think it is. Perhaps, because I know, which was a surprise to me, I had a lot of people be like, you look mean. Like if I didn't know you and I just was seeing you out and about, you look a little intimidating. And I was like, for real? It was like, yeah. But that's something I had dealt with a long time ago, and I just come to accept that. Yeah, I do look a little intimidating. I'm a bald, black, slightly buff guy with a mean look on his face sometimes. And so I was just like sitting, thinking with that and just thinking about, I have been dating, very sporadically, I think for now, maybe like the past year or so. And, it seems like I'm getting closer and closer and closer and closer, but it hasn't just clicked yet. And so I was in that funk for like 2 days. Okay. I ain't even gonna lie. I was in that funk. And then being able to go to Porchfest and just being reminded and remembering like just the amount of love that I receive on a daily basis from all of these new incredible people, including you and Ben and Harvey, who I've met over the last 6 to 8 months, who just shower me and show me so much incredible love that I'm just like, you know what? Regardless of if I'm in a romantic relationship or not, I know that there is love surrounding me, always.
Right.
So, there you go.
So let me ask you this: do you feel that being in a romantic relationship will slow you down? And is there like a fear to that, or is it there like something that comes with that?
No, not for me. Like back in the day, probably yeah, but not now, because I don't know if I hate to say this, but it just is what it is. Like, if I meet somebody, I'm probably to a fault. I'm way too honest and I'm way too blunt, and I make sure to be upfront about everything in my life. And I know I'm here for a purpose. I know I'm here on a mission, and I know what I have to do. And no relationship is gonna stop me from doing what I have to do. You know, now I have no problem because I love doing this. I have no problem, you know, in the midst of doing what I'm doing. If this person who I'm with, you know, got some dreams and goals that they own, I'm like, cool, let's sit down, let's brainstorm, let's figure out how we can do this. Let's figure out how we, you know, how we can get this going, how I can support you, you know, how I can, you know, blow some life into this. You know what I mean? Like I love doing stuff like that. Like I really feed off of that energy, that creative just spark, like what we creating.
Right.
So I'm like, if we can get that intact and, you know, we can work in tandem and, you know, do our own things and still commune like that, cool. But if not, like I said, like I can't stop what I'm doing because of this relationship.
Okay.
Now, if Spirit came through me and said, you know, okay, we're going to put this on pause so we can focus on this, that's a different story. But just in general, I'm not doing that.
Okay. And that leaves me to have respect for people who are in, I guess, the business that we are in as far as creators and have a relationship, and I would say a successful relationship. Like I look at Ben and his relationship with his girl.
Harvey.
Well, with his person, Harvey. And I respect that. And you know, and sometimes I'll be like, can I have that? And I don't know. I don't know if that's out there for me. But Ben, can you speak to like how you make make it work within like your relationship?
I don't know. Like, it's never felt like unnatural, you know? It's never been like something I thought about. Like, we both are just very communicative, and we put high amounts of effort into our relationship to make sure everyone's fine at all times. It's not like, I don't know, it's not like like a chore list or like I have X amount of energy and music takes this much.
Right.
And everything else takes this much. And Harvey takes this much. It's just like, it feels natural at this point. I mean, it's been over 2 years. So like,
you found somebody who you can run in parallel with.
Yeah, Harvey ends up like everywhere with me too. Like, we just go everywhere together. So
Was there any point that you thought that would slow you down or make you operate in a different space to where it's not as productive?
I've stopped caring so much about that.
Okay.
Because for sure, we've had this conversation before about like me being more productive when I'm single. And then I realized I didn't really give a fuck about productivity. I give a much bigger fuck about being happy.
Right. Right.
It's not even something I care about.
Right.
But I think that's like the thing, right? When a lot of people, when they find their significant other, you kind of see them fall off in a big way. In most cases, especially like dealing with creators, like they found their happiness, they've settled down, they'll get a job, like a regular 9 to 5, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't going that far with you.
But I mean, it's just something that you see, and it's something that I guess as humans we prioritize happiness. And
I mean, but I guess it depends on what you define as happiness, because I couldn't imagine not being able to write. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm the type of guy who, if I'm in love or if I really love somebody, that enhances my writing. Like, I'm even more creative than I was by myself. You know what I mean? Like, now it's a different energy for me to pull up on to be able to create something. And that happiness is just continues to elevate whatever it is that I'm doing. That's, for me, that's how I look at it.
Okay, cool. And I guess while we're here, let's shout out June being Pride Month, you know.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
you should be able to love who you love. And
with my allies.
Unless you're aromantic, in which case,
That's
don't love who you don't love.
right.
or love yourself. Is that how that works?
I mean,
I don't.
Help me.
Canceled, bro.
Oh damn!
right, we all about to be canceled.
Damn,
in this
episode
motherfucker.
3, we out of this thing. Yo, it was a good run.
Yo, it's crazy that
Clap,
you said
clap.
before we started that you were uncancelable today, and then you just said
We found
that
a way to
shit.
cancel him.
Yep.
Hey.
You guys can cancel me,
Uh-huh.
but it doesn't mean anything until the people cancel me.
Well, okay.
Because I work for the people.
I got a question
What
for you.
people?
Sir.
Whoever watches this.
All right, bro.
It's a good amount of people who be watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout outs to everybody who watching, who like, subscribe, share.
Like and subscribe. Yeah. And also, you guys can find us on Instagram. Play My Mood.
Hey.
All right, well, let's kill the serious shit. I want to hear about this dream.
Yeah. You heard about a dream? You could tell us about this dream.
All right. So, I've been real cryptic lately.
No, you've been
Shout
annoying.
out to Cryptic Filth.
You just been annoying, bro. Ain't nothing cryptic, bro. You just like, I'm gonna tell you about something. No, wait. No, I'm not. Like, that's not cryptic.
What is this dream?
I can't spill all the tea. I gotta say something for the pie, you know? So, I've been having this reoccurring dream. There was someone who's been in my life since, like, high school. And I think this person is single. That has nothing to do with this. But we've had encounters of, like, hey, how you doing? And most of the time I've been in a relationship. So I think this person is very attractive. And I would kind of, like, shut down the conversation. Like,
You know what's weird?
I
I'm
would
getting some energy from
subconsciously.
you talking
Full
about
name,
this.
social security number,
Credit card
Date of
number,
birth?
shoe size.
No. So,
mother's maiden name.
no, I
These
can't.
are
I can't
address?
say names. I can't be doxing people. But
Is she local though?
yeah, she's.
Oh.
But so so we would talk in passing, but I would kind of cut that conversation off, like I wasn't interested. And in that self-reflecting, self-checking, it's like, damn, I've been an ass to you, and I want to apologize. And I've been having this dream. This is probably like the second time or third time I've had this dream where it's like something is telling me I need to go apologize. And
I'm giving you this side eye so hard right now.
And I still haven't done it.
Yeah, you sound like a bitch.
Sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I still haven't done it.
You out here hurting people's feelings for a decade and a half, and then you like, I'm too busy to do this. Like, what you mean?
It's not that I'm too busy.
I know you know.
I think there's a certain anxiety that comes with that.
I can feel that.
That conversation.
I can feel this fear that's just bubbling in your heart
Yo,
space.
wait. Where's new Phill at, bro?
New Phill
is still old Phill.
It's a WIP. It's a work in progress. Yeah.
But sometimes we can't overcome certain obstacles. So I think I'm gonna just. All right,
You're killing me, bro.
Keep keying up in here.
Okay, so what's the fear? Let's just lay that out. What's the fear?
I think the fear is where it could possibly lead.
As far as
it could be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship, or it could just be a FU.
So
and those possibilities kind of scare me. If we just being
all
real.
of them,
all of them, all of them for different reasons, right? The romantic relationship.
what's the one you want?
the romantic.
I don't know.
Probably the romantic relationship.
I think probably the romantic relationship.
And that's the one that scares you most because of commitment issues?
No, not because of commitment issues. It's the person who she is, I feel, doesn't mesh well to what I do for a living.
So, okay, two things on that. One, I would say that this last point that you just made, kind of similar to what Ben was talking about, is communication and having that conversation and having that understanding and building that. You know, if this is something that, you know, of course, all of this is hypothetical, of course, but you know, if y'all came to that conclusion that y'all wanted to be with each other, that y'all would recognize that y'all are building something, or that y'all are trying to, you know, work through this together. So that will be a continuous conversation, which sometimes it'll probably be a little messy, but you know, if you're willing to put in the work, you know, to make it work, you make it work. Second part is, I don't know why, but I think I'm gonna call you out here on this one, sir. I'm gonna call you out. I think you have a fear of being happy. I think somewhere in this heart of yours, you deny
you got
yourself
that artist
happiness.
shit, bro. That's tortured artist complex shit, bro. Where he's like, in order to make good art, I can't enjoy life.
You know, I think somewhere in there you decided that you just.
I think
we should get sponsored by Talkspace, bro.
I think there is truth to that, but I feel that, okay, fam, universe. I just figured this out. I just figured I'm walking into this new space, and now I'm having this guilt dream. And I'm having this guilt dream, and now if I get myself into another situation, then that might mess with the product. That might mess with the overall path.
Oh my god!
That might slow up the process of the progress.
Oh my god! I know what
we
I
just
know what's
we
going
just
on
got the
there.
ball rolling. Why would I just jump into this and it go somewhere and I might be happy, but at the same time, if I'm not successful in what I do for a living, then I won't be happy anyway.
Oh my god!
And it's like, what if I find that person that, okay, we can work, but you kind of can't be in this basement chilling with your friends as much as you do. It's like, damn, now I gotta juggle some more shit, and I just got to the point where, okay, shit is clicking, y'all. Shit, let's do it. Videos on deck. I'm editing. I'm making cover art. I'm, you know, and yes, I'm scared.
So do you feel okay?
I think you tried it once with someone who wouldn't come to the basement, bro, and it just didn't work out.
True. I tried it once with someone who didn't come to the basement, and I tried it once who was cool with me being in the basement, and then later it wasn't cool anymore. So, you know.
So I think it's more like you think sacrifice is what leads to success. And, like, you've internalized that because, like, as children, you're always taught, like you sacrifice X amount of your life to, like, do whatever the fuck you want. But that's not really how the world works. Like sacrifice is just a weird way to think about it. Like, if you want to do something and be successful at it, it's not, like, any amount of sacrifice. It's just work. Like, it's not... Just like relationships aren't about sacrifice. They're about work. Like, everything is just about work.
This nigga a marriage counselor.
Well, I mean, I think when
I got 2 years of good experience, bro.
His resume.
Yeah,
check the papers. Ooh, he flexing out here. I've been in this thing.
I got 2 years in this bitch.
I'm beating everybody else here combined, bro. What
you are. You are. Listen, you are the example right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also think it's also, you have to really understand who you are, right? And I'm always a firm believer in, first of all, if you don't know who the fuck you are, ain't no point in you getting in no relationship with nobody, because all you're gonna do is be in a repeated cycle of relationship trauma and guilt, which that's not gonna lead you nowhere. It's just gonna keep doing repeated cycles.
Go from Phill 2.0 to Phill 25.0.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, and then we're gonna be like, Phil, what the hell is going on with you? Because the one constant thing in all of these stuff is you. So it's gonna be like, what the hell is going on with you that you got a revolving door of women?
He hitting that hookah real hard now.
So it's like, if you don't know, and if you don't take the time to really excavate and explore who you are, then you just jumping into a relationship, in my opinion, is going to do more harm, not just to you, but to that other person, than good. You know what I mean? Especially since you, like, right now, like, you know, I'm feeling a little different. I want to explore. You know, especially yesterday. You was looking really dapper yesterday with your tasteful scarf. So you was looking dapper. You know what I mean? And when is the last time, like, you really just allowed yourself the opportunity to just walk around and be like, motherfucker, I'm the shit. Like,
it's been a minute.
What it do? It's Phill walks in this motherfucker. What it is. Like, I don't think right now is the time for you to really be trying to settle down and be in a relationship. I think you just need this moment to explore who you are and walk around and realize that you the shit. You create bomb-ass music. You've been interviewed by a bomb-ass journalist. What it do? Xavier V here, y'all. You know, just... you know what I mean? Like... And I think yesterday was a prime example of that. You just walking around, just like, you know, you the shit. You was hanging around with the shit people all night.
I mean, shit changed when you got a crew.
I mean, it does.
Shit. Energy changes when you got a crew. I've walked around by myself for a minute, and it feels different when you know you got a squad to hype you up if needed, to comfort you if needed, you know, to be there if needed.
I'm always the hype man. I hype everybody up. I be like, let's get this shit. What? You want to do what? Let's get this shit.
Okay. So speaking on hype man,
yes.
Right? And coming off of the conversation of relationships, me and Ben, we went thrifting the other day. And
yo, I'm so curious, bro, because you said some shit was said about some shit, and I have literally no recollection of this. So let's hear about this second dream you had, bro.
So we were down in Lansing, and we stumbled across a store that was like a free store, like everything was like free or something like that. Like a reclaim. I don't know what the store was called, but anyway,
it was called the Free and Cheap store. It's a real cool business model.
This is like an actual legit store.
Yeah, now I know what he's talking about. Wow. So like,
no, let me premise.
Well, I was gonna describe the store.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So like, half the store is like free things. It's like couches and clothes, and like if you need something, like you just come and get it. And then other stuff is just like cheap things, like thrift store kind of things that you pay for if you want.
Wow.
So like they have like mattresses and stuff, and just like anything that might help some people out, kind of vibe, you know.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was real cool.
Yeah, I wish we could have like explored it a little bit more, but we were
time crunch.
Crunch for time. trying to get the last minute pieces, you know what I'm saying? But I think what we found was cool. But anyway, I stumbled across Harvey and him having a discussion about a non-profit that you wanted to start or something like that.
Beanie Beach, you want to start a non-profit?
It was something like that, and I was like, well, damn, Ben has never said anything to me about that.
It's like a pretty new idea that's been bumping around in my head. So like, the idea comes from kind of like communes or like hippie communes, that kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
So like the idea is that
Go ahead.
Like self-sufficient.
I'm gonna edit your vocals to shit, bro.
You're nasty, bro. It's okay.
So like, no, it's not like even that. I mean, it would just be like a community building, like say like somewhere on the north side, and there'd be like a computer lab, and like you could just come in, and if you need to use a computer, because like, I mean, like some of the homeless are like less well-off populations, like impoverished people don't have internet access, and it's kind of necessary.
This is true
in modern times. So
this
it's just like
definitely true,
like that kind of thing, or like a bunch of like bunk rooms and stuff need a place to stay. Like clothes you can just take, and like no means testing at all. Like I don't give a fuck if you make like $1 million in a week, or if you have literally nothing. Like if you need something, you just show up and ask for help. And then the only ask, not even like a requirement, but like if you find a way to sustain yourself, you just give back what you can.
Right.
So like this, it wouldn't be like a Goodwill or anything, because fuck those corporate cuts. And yeah, so like you could even have like farms and stuff, because there's not like I mean, Flint is a food desert.
It is.
So like you could have like produce and stuff that people could just like come help themselves to, or like you could even like offer land to people if they wanted their own land there.
That's
to
a
like
dope
farm
ass
on.
idea.
It's just like sort of a non-profit, just like designed to like just help anybody any way you can. It's like some things help. Like I don't know, like a lot of charitable foundations around here will give money to causes that do jack fucking shit for anyone, and it pisses me off royally. Like there's a bunch of programs around Flint and shit that don't do fucking anything for the people of Flint. It's just like an aesthetic thing.
Right.
It's performative activism
Most
shit, right?
Most definitely.
So it's like, why not? Like you could just take like percentages, like small fractions of percentages of the money that gets dumped into bullshit, and just use it to fund things that like directly help people. Because that's like what is always missing. Because it's like American mythology of pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
They say that a lot.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Agreed.
But like, why not just directly help people? Like it's been proven, like mad studies, even with the stimulus checks, the best way to help people, like who are like facing food scarcity or anything, is just give them fucking money. It's like that kind of vibe. Like you just directly help people. You don't like set up like, oh, here's a seminar to teach you how to get a job. Fuck that. These people. Nah. Phrasing is weird. These people, like impoverished people,
I know what you mean.
Well, I don't want to be like demeaning to.
You won't be canceled.
Yeah, probably. But I don't want like it's a means testing problem too, though. It's like it's so hard for like people who don't have homes to get a job. Like you don't have somewhere you can go consistently, like clean up. You don't have an address. Like it's another thing. Like you could use that building as an address, and we can even like divvy out like apartment numbers and like. Call it whatever. If you just have a room, call it like whatever fucking like address A or whatever. If you need somewhere to send mail and shit like that, like the idea is just to provide like direct help.
I think that's admirable. I think when I was teaching, those were some of my same things. It was like with the education system, it was like you want these kids to come to school for 6 to 8 hours a day to teach them about some stuff for a test, and yet you're not even dealing with who they are as human beings. Like half of them is hungry, half of them ain't getting no sleep at night because of whatever was going on in the household. Some of them don't even have clothes like that. You know what I mean? Like there's a holistic approach. Like these are human beings. It's not points of data on graphs, right? And it's like you're treating these human beings as less than, and just giving them scraps, and not really treating the holistic person or community. You're just putting a Band-Aid on it, whatever. So no, I totally agree with that.
Oh yeah, but I don't know. It's still a very rough idea in the shaping. This is like on the 10-year plan kind of vibe. Because like ideally, I'd be able to fund it myself eventually. But also maybe look into, like Harvey's talking about, looking into grants and stuff for it and things like that. I don't know. Like, I was looking for, let's put it this way. Life is fucking horrible. Like, life is just like a lot of suffering with a few happy moments, and then you die.
God damn, that's
so like
incredibly morbid.
Yeah, well, being a person who is like, I guess like understands and or experience such things, I'd like to alleviate human suffering to like the greatest capacity I can as a person, and this seems like the most realistic and achievable way to do so.
Yeah,
I think that's very admirable and noble.
And so
we'll see how it goes.
it's very admirable and it's very noble. But here's my beef. I've been with this motherfucker
That's what you
for 19 years. Wait, since he was like 19, 20.
What, bro?
And all of a sudden,
You know me for 101 years, bro.
And we've talked about doing social and community things and stuff like that. That just is it just wasn't the right time to do that. Like a recycling fair, clean up, you know, party or whatever you want to call it. But like we've talked about these things. And I would say a majority would come from me. And so when I hear that this motherfucker I was like, damn, he wouldn't even tell me though. Like I'm just hearing from the pickup. Like, so I was interested and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just ask you on the pod.
Oh damn, he put you
And
on
so
the spot.
I'm like, I feel like Ben, from when I met him, he's just growing. He's just growing, and I just, you know, I'm honored to have such a beautiful friend.
Look at this love.
But yeah,
This
so
love on this podcast today.
you know,
It's all this love.
things are blooming over here in the MoodTalks podcast. You know,
These just seeds, bro. Calm down.
and we just
Oh,
appreciate each
damn.
other.
We'll get there.
He said these just seeds,
We'll get there.
bro.
But yeah, if you guys just wanted to donate, you can donate to the We Are Phase PayPal. And
Yeah, we're the ones that need help right now, bro.
I mean, we got ideas and dreams that needs to be
He
funded.
said before all of that shit
Funded.
gets off the ground.
Yeah, the hierarchy needs, bro.
We gotta do some e-bagging
How
out
can I
here.
help anyone if I can't pay my bills,
See,
bro?
this
Like,
is
Shoot,
where
we
we
got
at
the
with life.
tip jar out and ready. What's happening, Captain? But yeah, so I guess with that, this has been a beautiful pod.
It has. It's been very
Is there
enlightening.
any final thoughts you guys wanna?
Was there something else we were supposed to talk about?
Perhaps, but I think for
Oh,
time
you forgot about the question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tequila got him.
Tequila Phill.
I think
Phil.
we covered a lot of the stuff that I want to ask you
I think
guys.
this episode was far longer than it was supposed to be.
Probably.
The last one was like 40.
It was
so.
41 minutes.
I feel like,
No, it's like 40.
so I fucked up the recording.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, it's good. I just
Okay.
can't see how long the time is because it's loop recording, so it's just been recording in 2-minute chunks. I just have to stretch it all the way out, so I can't tell you how long it's been.
Stretch it.
Well, it's cool. So I guess with that, Ben, can you play us out?
Hit it.
Hey! Guys, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe to Mood Talks, Play My Mood. Also, FaZe is dropping some new music.
Hey,
Every Monday.
FaZe is dropping that new music,
Every
baby.
Monday at noon.
Every Monday at noon.
Hey.
Hey.
So yeah. So, deuces.
Peace out.